Here we go, boys. Fire her up. Ah! Alrighty, are you guys ready for the best fucking night of your lives? Alright. Guys, welcome on in to Ockey Budz episode 151. I'm your host, Drew Taylor, and we are here a couple of days before Christmas, getting pumped up. I'm in a heated battle against JC. It's exciting. Week 11 underway. Week 10 in the books. Just happy to be back in the pocket. It's going to take me a couple of minutes to build a momentum here. Waffles and I just got back from a walk. I haven't really been talking much today, so this is pretty much the first time I've been using my voice all day. And we got a couple of exciting things going on. We got Bowler Bowl Mania, and just in full effect right now. Bowl Mania, I didn't do it last year. So happy I'm doing it this year. It's a lot of fun. Gambling in the mix, a lot of things in the pipe today. We're on a comeback route. We got Big Nate, boots on the ground, at the Aggies game. His wife's a big Aggies fan, right? Go Aggies. I'm riding with you, bud. I'm riding with you. I don't know if that's a good thing, but I'm riding with you. And then I think JC, if I'm not mistaken, he might be in San Francisco this week. I don't know. Maybe that was last week, but just a lot going on. It's an exciting time. This is one of the best times of the year. Potentially the best time of the year, in my opinion. You got Christmas around the corner, just right here, around the corner. Bowl games, important hockey games, the football, fantasy football season is wrapping up. I mean, it's fucking awesome. And so happy to do this again. And it's been another week since I recorded, so a lot's happened. And just give you guys a couple of updates before we dive into week number 10. So we'll do some updates. We'll do a funny face. We'll get into week number 10. I'll give you some awards. I'll take a peek at what's left this weekend. Like I said, I'm in a heated battle. First heated battle in a couple of weeks for me. So JC, let's keep duking it out. And then we'll get out of here. So without further ado, let's dive into episode 151 of Ockey. Guys, I'm the commissioner. I'm a commissioner. Check this out. So I know it's I wanted to record earlier this week, just couldn't get around to it. But my buddy, my coworker Kyle, who runs the hockey skates on Wednesday that I go to at like 5 a.m. I skate every Monday and Wednesday, and it's just like a men's group that gets together, yada yada. But we're doing a Christmas Eve skate, and usually we keep it to 2 lines. So there's about 22 skaters, 2 goalies, so 2 lines apiece, 2 D lines, 2 forward lines, two goalies, and you get a good amount of skating in. But on holidays like Thanksgiving or Christmas Eve, we usually do a skate, and it's a lot longer. I've never done it on a holiday before. I'm usually out of town, but I'm here this year. So it's everybody can join, right? So my buddy Kyle, though, he just had surgery. It's all good. He's out, though. He can't skate. So he put me in charge of coordinating this skate. And these are guys who have been doing this for like 25 years. Kyle's been in charge of this Wednesday skate for like 3 years. So he knows everybody very well. But he puts me on this email, and he's basically, hey, are you good at coordinating this for everybody? They'll Venmo me, but you can just send out the email and just kind of get the rosters ready to go. So I'm in charge of putting all these lines together, knowing like who's good, who should be on line 1, and who's like, make sure one line's not too fast and another line's not too slow. But the kicker about this holiday is that it's as many people who wants to join as possible. We're trying to raise some money for charity. It's a good cause, things like that. We'll have some beers, and some people will probably bring some snacks. And it's an extra hour long, so there's a 2.5 hour skate. But yeah, we have like 40 people that want to come. So I'm not just in charge of coordinating a 2-line roster here, 2 lines here. I mean, I'm coordinating an entire freaking two teams, like four lines each team, and we're right now we only have two goalies, so I'm trying to find one more goalie just in case, because that's kind of a long time to play goalies, 2.5 hours. But yeah, that got dumped on me earlier this week, so I've been working my ass off trying to get this good. It's my first time being the commissioner. I want it to be a good time for the boys. So in the future, if I end up running this skate in the long run, I do a good job. They know I do a good job. But it's super fun. So last thing, we do have a couple open spots. If any of you guys want to fly in or drive in, bring your hockey stuff. You want to come in for a Christmas Eve skate and then piss right back off to your families, it's open for you. I will let you play for free. I'm looking at you, Ryan, for it. I'm looking at you, Joe, for it. Joe, we need a goalie if you wanted to come out. And I'm looking at you, JC, and Dilly. I know Dilly skated. So if any of you guys want to fly in and play, we can get you pads. We'll get you everything you need. But I know it's a long shot. I just want to throw it out there. And in the future, if we wanted to do a Thanksgiving skate, maybe we can coordinate that. You guys could all come out to our Thanksgiving skate or our next Christmas Eve skate. But I'm in charge of it. It's been a big part of my week. It's been super exciting. So fun. And my buddy Alex, the guy who helped us with the filming of my putting punishment, he's been listening to some of these podcasts. So what's up, Alex? And actually, he's going to be skating with us. So that's him and I are going to be a D pair, and we are going to get dangled. We went to last week. We went to this thing called the Tempe Boat Parade, and it's where they light up a bunch of boats and they go down Tempe Town Lake, and you look at Christmas lights. It's one of those things where, like, you never done it before, and you're like, let's try it out, you never know. Something could be really great, becomes an every year tradition for Christmas, and then there's things that just aren't really that great. You're like, maybe never again. And Tempe Town Lake Boat Parade comes down. It's like, never again. There's way too many people there. There was only like 20 boats, and they were really spread out, so when one would come, you'd be like, oh, that's cool, and then you'd wait. And finally, like, another one would start to come around. And it's like, you can see it coming, but you really can't see, like, what's decorated on the boat until it gets right in front of you. And I don't know, there's a lot of fucking people there. A lot of people there. Dude, Santiago is wild. My father-in-law is wild. Because him and his wife, like, my in-laws are very concerned. I think everybody should be pretty concerned about fucking ice, right? Ice. They Mary Carmen carries her fucking passport with her everywhere she goes, just because she's a little worried. I mean, we've seen, like, ICE raids, like, down the street on Southern here. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, Humvees down the street. So it's a little dicey for Spanish people these days, I guess, or anybody. I guess Asians too. I don't know. But Santiago said something wild to me while we were walking. So we're walking Waffles, and him and I, like, go a little further just to get Waffles some more, like, walk steps in. And Monica got a little tired, so she stopped with her mom. And he's like, I might be paraphrasing a little bit, but he's, like, looking around the crowd. He's, like, looking at the kind of people that are there, and he's like, for how much ICE has been working or patrolling, there's still sure are a lot of us around here. I was like, what? Did you just say that, Santiago? And he kind of laughed a little bit, like, knowing that, like, it was kind of fucked up what he just said. He was genuine, 100%. There were a lot of Spanish people right there. Music and festive stuff at this Tempe boat parade, and it was a rinky-dink boat parade, but he's looking around. He's like, yeah, no matter how hard ICE has been working, there's still a lot of us around here. It's like, damn, dude, you said it. That was not from me. You said it. But it was a good night nonetheless. Just won't probably do the Tempe Boat Parade again. And stay tuned for more Santiago wild statements. I will try to make a note of everything he says that's fucking crazy. Because he says awesome things. I think I told you guys about the story of how he didn't understand the shut up and he got pissed at James in the past. If I haven't told that story, somebody text me. I'll tell that story on the next episode. But yeah, there's a very hilarious story of how he didn't, like, James had to pave a big way for me with the family. Like, he was dating Sarah for like 7 years before I got involved with the family and Monica. And And like he kind of laid the groundwork of like teaching these first generation South Americans, Latinas, and Latinos sarcasm. They never understood sarcasm. So he did a lot of the groundwork, and there's some fun stories about how Santiago got really mad at him a couple times because he just didn't understand like any sarcasm whatsoever. So if you want to hear more Santiago stories, let me know, and I will absolutely give you some. They're fantastic. But yeah, looking around the boat parade being like, yeah, ICE is not doing that much work. There's a lot of Mexicans here. It's like, fuck, dude, that's awesome. So good. Our new TV is nice. I've been watching a lot of Christmas movies, cranking out more Christmas movies. We watched The Polar Express. We watched The Wonderful Life. We watched The Night Before again because her parents had never seen it. So we watched that one with them. That was super funny. Last night we watched Bad Santa. Bad Santa is going to be one of my top 5 favorite Christmas movies of all time. Bad Santa's fucking hilarious. We watched Holiday in the Wild with Rob Lowe. How much lows could a rob if a Rob Lowe could rob lows, right? How many lows could a Rob Lowe rob if a Rob Lowe could rob lows? Answer that for me, Croto. Could you answer that one for me, Croto? How many lows could a Rob Lowe rob if a Rob Lowe could rob lows? So the new TV is great. We're enjoying it. Enjoying every moment with the Christmas tree. It's Christmas season. I'll be in Temecula the 27th through the 31st. I'm gonna come back and bring in the new year with Monica out here. So if anybody wants a roller hockey session, I'm in. Joe, let's get something together. I want to shoot pucks on you, bud. I don't know if Temecula Valley or Ronald Reagan is still getting repaired or updated, but maybe we can do a Temecula Elementary session early in the morning one of those days. That would be fun. Any of you guys that are in town that want to skate, I will bring my roller stuff. We had a little bit of a trade. We'll start getting into the week that was. Boldy traded to the Raymond Curse Breakers trade. So let's take a look at that one. Matt Boldy gets traded. Okay, so everybody Raymond gets rid of Boldy and sends him to the Curse Breakers. The Curse Breakers send over a package for Boldy, Elias Lindholm, Philip Gustafsson, and Lane Hudson. Not a bad package, right? Elias Lindholm is actually having a pretty decent season. He's averaging 4.4 points, and he's kind of on a heater since he came back from a little bit of an injury. He's averaging over a point a game since he came back, so that's kind of a nice forward to pick up. Matt Boldy is having an all-time season, and now with Quinn Hughes on that top power play, that power play is fucking deadly in Minnesota now. So Matt Boldy, and then Lane Hudson is pretty steady Eddie back there. Look at, wow, 2 assists, 2 assists, 2 assists, no assists, 3 assists. So Lane Hudson is this little vampire. He's crushing it too. So I don't know. This seems like a really fair trade to me, just because Matt Boldy is having the all-time season. He's averaging 6 points. I think Curse Breakers gives up a good amount, but I don't think it's anything that can't be really replaced on the waiver wire if he's really looking for that solid Boldy. And I think Curse Breakers also have. Yeah, he has Quinn Hughes. That's why. So he wanted more on that Minnesota power play. So I see why he made the trade. I think it's a fair trade. It was a stern but fair trade. And I don't think anybody's getting fleeced in this one at all. Right, while I'm on Curse Breaker's team, definitely want to take a look at Seth Jarvis. Seth Jarvis was flying to the net yesterday, and he definitely gets tripped, and he goes barreling into the post, like full on post hits him right here, and you hear him go like, ugh! Like you heard that with the mic. So let's see, his upper body injury. Of course, it's an upper body injury. Not good. Yeah, dude, he probably crushed his ribs. Like, I bet you go watch Seth Jarvis plying into it and see if you can get the audio, but you hear him go, ugh! Like, I think he broke some ribs. He's fucked. And it was a total trip, non-call. Florida getting all the fucking calls. Florida got some nice, like, non-calls in that game yesterday. So, but that's why they came back and won. It's fucking bullshit. Jarvis should have got a penalty shot, or should have been a power play for Carolina. All right, we're off the curse breakers, but I think it's a pretty good trade. I think it's pretty good. Elias Holmes and Lane Hudson is giving up quite a bit to get Boldy, but with him having Quinn Hughes, he wants more from that power play on Minnesota. I see it. I completely see it. I see it. And Tyler Parsons gets a good defenseman, a good right wing, and a pretty good goalie. So hey guys, it's all fair in this league here, huh? I gotta say, I'm gonna keep bringing this trade up for a little while right now. Shout out to JC. Will Smith's day to day right now. He's not playing right now. And Hyman gets 30 points in a big win from last week. So Fleece Alert is all over the place right now. I'm on high watch Fleece Alert here. I think he's back now. Yeah, no, Will Smith's on the IR. Holy shit. Yep. Fleece Alert's in full effect right here. So shout out JC for possibly fleecing Dave Kroll. All right, let's get into the funny face here. Funny face of the week. We're going to go, this guy was on a team, then he was off a team, and then he was on a team, and then he was off a team. Yeah, he was on JC's team. Okay, go to this guy. He's on the Oilers. I think he's on the Wire now. So go to the Oilers on the Wire. Vasily Podkolzin. Is that how you say his last name? Podkolzin? I think his first name's harder to pronounce. Podkolzin. And if you zoom in on his face a little bit, yeah, this guy, right above that left eyebrow, looks like Podkolzin should be changed his name to Pop Zitskin. Pop Zitskin, right? Got a fat zit above your eye, bud. Vasily Popzitskin. Zit alert. Possibly the biggest zit of his life. Terrible time. This dude, I could see this thing from here. I don't even need my glasses or a zoom. You don't really need to see it. This thing is fucking radiating heat. He does also kind of, set aside from this massive volcano on his face, he does look like a gun for hire on the dark web, right? He looks like an assassin. There's no chance this guy speaks English. Absolutely no chance this guy speaks English. He kind of reminds me of a guy who doesn't see anything wrong with the P. Diddy and Cassie situation, right? I don't think this guy at all sees any problem with how P. Diddy handled Cassie. He just strikes me as that kind of fella. But yeah, Vasily Popzitskin, funny face of the week, Edmonton Oilers. There you go, boys. Matchup number 10. Matchup number 10 was an easy one for me. Is a breezy week for me. So that was easy. I beat Wilga by a fucking 1,000 points. Knies to a rocket launcher fight. Beats Russia. Russia 1-9. Probably not their year. Probably not. Russia does suck. Chanel East Coast with a massive W over the Larpins. Chanel East Coast throwing his wrench on the table in both leagues, Triple GFL and Ockey Budz. Bad Light Crab and Chanel East Coast. This guy's having a year. Could it be the year of the crow? Dolla Skrill handles the shootout versus the I thought I said shout out. Handles the shootout, Curse Breakers and Dolla Skrill in a massive shootout, but Dolla Skrill handles it. The second hottest team in the league, the Ramblers, edge out Parsons. I'm the hottest team in the league, you motherfuckers. And then Cuck Me If You Can crushes a struggling Chippendales. So that was matchup number 10, and we'll get into it. So week number 10, I crushed Wilga. Wilga never stood a chance. He ate my dust the entire week. Kick rocks, Wilga. Talk about the losing team first. He gets 33 points coming from his goaltending. It was goaltending by association. Nobody did too excellent. And then on his skaters, he had 75 points coming from his skaters. I think Celebrini had 22 of those. That was it. So not a great week for Wilga. It's okay, Wilga. You bounce back this week. Right now, matchup number 11 that you're in. It looks like you're playing well. So we'll get to that. But my team, 36 points coming from its goaltending. Again, goaltending by association. And then I had a couple of players that did really well. So Alex DeBrincat, 36 points. 36. Leon Draisaitl, 22 points. Mark Stone, 22 points. So big win for me. Wilga never stood a chance. On to the next one. Russia sucks, dude. 8-4. 184 to 156. Russia gets pummeled. Poor Evan. Nothing good to talk about with Evan's team right now. He is on a 9-week losing streak. Not good, bud. And if we look at it, it was Evan jumps out to an early lead, then he loses that early lead, then he jumps back in, and then he's back out, and then he's back out further, and then he's back out even further, and then he couldn't come back on Sunday. So there's a little bit of like knocking, exchanging blows early in the week, and then Saturday happened, and Ryan Ford just, greased the wheels on him. Talking about the losing team a little deeper here, only 17 points coming from Evan's goaltending, so Russia did suck in the net this week. And then 140 points coming from his skaters, most of those coming from Dylan Gunther, 30 points coming from Gunther. That was the only person that broke 20 points. I think Patrick Kane had around 19, so we'll give him a shout out, Patrick Kane, who is hurt right now again. So poor Evan can't catch a break. 19 points coming from Kane. That was about it. Talk about the winning team. Nice 37 points coming from Knies to a rocket launcher fight. Goaltending. Ryan Ford had a big birthday and he had a big win last week too. Sergei Bobrovsky, 18 points coming from him. 147 points coming from his skaters. Not bad, not great, but not bad. 32 points coming from Timmy Stutzel. Remember him? Remember Stutzel? Mitch Marner, 21 points. And then Jack Eichel, shout out, 18 points, right? But yeah, Tim Stutzel finally putting the puck in the net, doing something for him. This team needs Tim Stutzel to pick it up. And I think Jack Eichel's out for a little while right now, so that's not good at all. I'll give Jack Eichel a shout out, but another person hurt. Another American hurt. But nice win nonetheless. Nice to a rocket launcher fight. You needed this win. You really needed this win. You're 4-6 now. You're staying in the hunt. This is important. It's important, right? Russia's basically out of it. He needs to start winning out right now, and it's just not going to happen in this league. So Evan's pretty much done, which sucks. But you weren't, Ryan. Like, if you lost, you could easily start to slip out of it. But getting this one here, this grimy win, you just got to keep punching above your weight class and stay in the hunt, and then magic happens, But with Jack Eichel out, do as best you can. Chanel East Coast versus Dylan Larpins. This is a good one. I was talking about this last week. Croto could really make a name for himself getting a W here, and getting a W he did. It was pretty close. They exchanged some big days on Tuesday, Thursday. They kind of had opposite big days. And then Saturday and Sunday hit, and Chanel East Coast just kind of pushed away and walked down that road to victory, no problem. So big win, only 5 points coming from Larpin's goaltending. This is a tale of two goaltendings every single week for Dylan Larpins. This is the weak point of this 8-2 team. Larpins only have 5 points coming from their goaltending. Mackenzie Blackwood is no problem. No problem. Now, he did go and pick up Alex Lyons because Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, whatever the fuck his name, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, he's been shit in the bed. So he picks up Alex Lyons. Not a bad pickup. I think if Buffalo turns it around, it'll be because of Alex Lyons' play. And with those changes to the GM, maybe that could spark something with the shitty fucking Buffalo Sabres. But Mackenzie Blackwood is not a problem. He had 11 games started this season, and he's won 10 of them. So Blackwood's not the issue here, but only 5 points coming from your goaltending. You're leaving a big gap for somebody to come kick you in the teeth. 177 coming from his skaters, though, so Dylan Larpin did put a lot of pucks in the net. 31 points coming from Rasmus Dahlin. Brian Rust had 27. Nathan McKinnon had 27. And Dorofeyev had 18 as well. So that was big. Then, check this out. This is the difference maker here. 72 points coming from Chanel East Coast goaltending. Holy shit. John Gibson, 3 games started, 3 wins, 2 shutouts, 38 points coming from John Gibson. Wow, found the fountain of youth this week. 3 games started, 3 wins, 2 shutouts. Holy shit. Also, he has Boosie on this team. This has been one of the best pickups of the season. Brandon Boosie is a solid motherfucker in net. 3 games started, 3 wins, 24 points coming from Boosie. But overall, he had a shitty goalie week last week, and then this week he fucking doubles down or changes script. 72 points to Dylan Larpin's 5 points in the goaltending. Big difference here. Now, he did have a decent skating week, 150-point skaters, 31 points coming from Darren Radish. Dude, Darren Radish is playing the Hedman role very well in Tampa Bay. I believe he's on the first PP unit. I could be mistaken, but he is scoring a lot of points. 31 points from Darren Radish, led the team. And then Trevor Zegras just having a great fucking time in Philadelphia. Love to see it. 28 points coming from Zegras. Big win, Chanel East Coast. Big name for yourself, and I will be watching you tomorrow, rooting for you against JC. Sorry, JC, but I would love to see Croto win a championship in either one of these leagues, unless it's me he's playing. The shootout, big time fucking shooters here. Curse Breakers versus Dolla Skrill, y'all. And Dolla Skrill gets the win, and Curse Breakers needed it. Now, they're still in the hunt, still in the pack, but Curse Breakers could have been climbing those ranks pretty well if he got a W here, especially with Dolla Skrill being in that same. I think they would have had the same record if Curse Breakers would have won. So, but they didn't, and it was a shootout. I mean, each team had 2 60-point days, but it really the biggest difference was made on Saturday when Curse Breakers. Oh wait, never mind. Let me back up a little bit. Each team definitely had 2 60-point days. It all started with Dolla Skrill having a massive start to the week, and Curse Breakers saw themselves basically out of it come Saturday. But when you look closer at Saturday, Curse Breakers had 66 points to Dolla Skrill's 30. So he climbs back 36 points on Saturday, and then doesn't have enough gas in the tank to get the W on Sunday. So Dolla Skrill just kind of holds him off. But boy, those levies were breaking, and good thing Dolla Skrill just barely held on for that W because Curse Breakers were rocket shipping. And I think Connor McDavid did everything he could to get the W here. So talk about the losing team first. 43 points coming from the goaltending. Pretty good goaltending week. Philip Gustafsson, which is somebody he traded away. He had 3 games started, 3 wins for 24 points from Gustafsson. So he said, fuck that. I don't need goalies. I need scoring. I'm going to get Boldy. That's exactly what he did. Then he had 44 points coming from Connor McDavid, led the team. Lane Hudson, traded him away. 24 points coming from Lane Hudson. So 2 of his top skaters last week he traded away. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if that works out for him. 28 points coming from the winning team's goaltending. And then Vladar, who has been pretty good in net for Philadelphia and Dolla Skrill, actually gets hurt. So he's out. I think he might be... I don't know what happened to him. But anyways, 34 points coming from Tage Thompson. Let me back up a second. Almost 200 points coming from Dolla Skrill skaters. It's a lot of points. So we're going to give a lot of shout out in the skating here because that was where the difference was made. So once again, backing up, decent week for Curse Breakers. He had McDavid, Lane Hudson over 20. With McDavid getting 44, that's enough for 2 players. And then a nice Philip Gustafsson week. But then the winning team here, only 28 points coming from the goaltending, not needed when you have almost 200 points coming from your skaters. Tage Thompson, 34 points. Drake Bath with his son, obviously got out of the bathtub for this week. 29 points coming from him. Kirill Kaprizov, 26 points coming from him. Jake Getzel, 22 points coming from him. And then Nick Schmaltz, 20 points coming from him. That's 5 skaters over 20 points. Big W for Dolla Skrill. personally one of the better teams, I think, in the league. They have a lot of points overall, and I think they're one of the better teams in the league. So that's it. Everybody Loves Raymond versus the Ramblers, and this was a close matchup as well. Ramblers had a bit of a comeback on Saturday, and that was a big difference maker. Everybody Loves Raymond almost climbed back into a winning seat here on Sunday, but not enough juice to get it done. These guys went back to back. They each had a massive Thursday, but really Saturday was the difference maker for JC, and he gets the win. So JC 6-4 evens it out with Tyler 6-4. Quite a few 6-4 teams now. But yeah, we'll talk about the losing team first. That's Tyler Parsons. 42 points coming from his goaltending. Dennis Hildeby with a great pickup. He gets a shutout, 18 points from him. UC Saros, 18 points from him. And then 152 points coming from Tyler's skaters. Matt Boldy led the team. Traded him away. What the fuck? I didn't even realize these guys were doing that well. So in the trade I talked about earlier, 3 of the guys were in the top best scorers of their teams, and they just got traded. So 29 points coming from Matt Boldy, almost 30. David Pasternak with 29 points as well. Those are the 2 best skaters on his team. Connor Bedard got a pretty bad injury, so Connor Bedard's done for the rest of the month. 17 points coming from him. Probably would have had more if he didn't get injured. But Tyler, not enough to get it done. Little top heavy there with about 30 points coming from 2 different players. And we'll talk about the winning team, the Ramblers. Ramblers, 28 points coming from the goaltending. Not bad, not great. But 174 points coming from the skaters, and that's enough to get it done. 30 points coming from Zach Hyman. Pew pew! That's what I was talking about in the beginning. Led his team in scoring. Big trade. So while Dolla Skrill has nobody from that trade in the roster right now, JC is going strong with Zach Hyman, and that's exactly how I broke that fucking trade down. Zach Hyman, 31 points, fleece alert in full effect. Eric Carlson, 21 points coming from him. Adrian Kempe also with 21 points. So a nice fucking win for JC. JC's team sneaky good. Jason Robertson, Artemi Panarin, Zach Hyman's going to be leading with a charge here. I think when Bo Horvat comes back, he's going to keep lighting the lamp. And then you got Morgan Geekie, who's having a great season. Morgan Geekie is one of the top goal scorers, if not the top goal scorer, since like Christmas of last year or something like that. Go look it up. I think him, DeBrincat, and like Draisaitl have like the most goals in like the last calendar year or something like that. I don't know. I saw it on TSN or something like that. Maybe it was TBS. I don't know. Very funny. But JC's team is just like wicked good. Even when this couple of guys don't, this is when a good team, you can see it happening where like Nylander and Rupe Hintz didn't have that great of a week, but he had other players to carry the torch. So, and then he also has Logan Thompson in net. Logan Thompson has been one of the best goaltenders in the league, if not the best goaltender in the league right now. And Dustin Wolf is the steady Eddie #1 in Calgary. So this team's built from the ground up. I'm in a heated battle with him right now. But I'm fucking like Leeds Mattress Store, baby. I won't be beat. Chippendales versus Kuch. Cuck me if you can. Chippendales with another loss. This is another team that is slowly falling out of the race here, while Cuck me stays high in the pack. And let's take a look here. A 20-point differential. They probably, they exchanged some blows, and then it was a pretty big difference maker on Sunday. So Cuck me if you can gets a nice win here. Chippendales, talking about the losing team first. 24 points coming from his skaters, from his goaltenders, nothing crazy there. And then only 130 points coming from his skaters. He had 24 points coming from Braden Point. That was his leading scorer. So a little quiet for Chippendales this year. Little quiet. And it's surprising because Mikko Rantanen is one of the best players in the entire league right now. So. And Brad Marchand. Brad Marchand's having a great season too. I don't know. I might look at a trade with this guy. See if he's looking to mix things up. But right now he's busy. Won't be bothered at the Aggies game. So I'll talk to you later, Big Nate. But potentially maybe I'll send some trades your way. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I need to muck things up. But if you want to change some stuff, maybe we'll talk. Cuck me if you can, though. Only 18 points coming from the goaltending. Would have had more goaltending if Cam Talbot played more, but he didn't because John Gibson was fucking crushing it. And then he had 156 points coming from his skaters. Nikita Kucherov led the charge with 33 points, and Alex Tuch with 21 points. Mark Scheifele with 20 points. So pretty good week for Cuck Me If You Can. Cuck Me If You Can is one of those sneaky teams, too, that will beat you if you don't give them your A game. So nice win there, Joe Ford. You stay in the hunt. Right now we have 5 teams at 6-4. Dylan Larpins and myself lead the charge. Dylan Larpins 8-2. I'm 7-3. I am the hottest team in the league right now. I'm going to keep shouting myself out. 5 wins in a row. Right now I'm beating JC, so potential 6 wins in a row, but we shall see. We shall see. Let's get into some awards. Speed through these. Your Trojan Condom Top Performer of the Week, Connor McDavid, right where he fucking belongs. 44 points, but it wasn't enough to get the win. So Kirschbergers get the loss, but he wins the Trojan Condom Top Performer of the Week. I'm sure he's happy about it, but he's not as happy about losing. I think I would sacrifice this award. I would absolutely sacrifice this award to get the W in the week, right? Fuck this award. I want the W. But you're still... Best skater this week was Connor McDavid with 44 points. Your Tampax little bitch, Jeremy Swayman. He's going the wrong way. -1 points on Sunday, and that could have really helped. So I'm just going to give Jeremy Swayman the L here. I think he loses by a handful of points. Needed Jeremy Swayman to play better. Jeremy Swayman does the opposite, -1 points. So your Tampax little bitches, everybody loves Raymond, Jeremy Swayman. Everybody loves Raymond, Jeremy Swayman. Smooth move of the week. Man, this is a perfect move here. The perfect smooth move, JC, with Dylan Cousins. Now, I can't remember. Did JC win this last week? Did he get the spot start perfect move? I can't remember, but I think he did. But JC this week, episode 151, wins the smooth move with a Dylan Cousins 10 points Saturday pickup. 10 points. He wins by 9 points. That is chef's kiss. Perfect pickup. Dylan Cousins, Saturday pickup, late in the week, gets a goal and an assist, 10 points. Also, fun fact, JC will like this. Cousins also won, this is voted on by players in the NHL. Cousins also won the most punchable face in the NHL. And I just thought it was funny because JC does have the most punchable face in the Ockey League. So there's some serendipity or some coincidence there for you, right, JC? I know firsthand punching you in the face. So, yeah, Dylan Cousins, most punchable face in the NHL. JC, most punchable face in the league. Your Tom Cruise Top Gun, Dolla Skrill, right where he belongs. He had to score all of those points to get the W because the Curse Breakers were nipping at his tail the entire time. But he has at the time I wrote this, he had the most points in the league, and he was the Tom Cruise. Your Pampers Poopy, it's Wilga. What do you expect? It's where Wilga belongs. Wilga will not be winning this award matchup number 11, though. So before I beat up on him too much, let's dive into matchup number 11, which is almost done. Two hottest teams in the league, JC versus myself, Bang Bros versus the Ramblers. JC had a massive comeback 2 nights ago. I was up by 50, and he came back and he took the lead. So now I'm sitting in a leader spot right now, but we are exchanging blows. This is a great matchup. We'll see who ends this weekend on top. We got Knies to a gunfight. It's a big matchup for Ryan Ford. If Ryan Ford can beat Dylan Larpins, he can beat anybody, and he's going to start believing again. Because in the past, I talked to him, he wasn't believing. And it's possible he can climb out of this shithole. He's only down by 20. We got a big weekend ahead of us. Silver Acres Rest Home versus Russia Sucks. Russia can't even beat Woga. This is really bad, Evan. Really bad. This is all-time red alert. DEFCON 5. DEFCON 5. Red alert. What the fuck is happening to Evan's team right now? Evan's losing by more than 30 points. I think Wilga might get the W and have 4 wins on the season. I can't remember another season when Wilga had 4 wins in anything. So we'll see. We got the Curse Breakers against Chanel East Coast, both crafty vets. Croto is now a crafty vet in this league. He is down right now, so he could use a win to stay at the top of the pack, but the Curse Breakers want to stay in the hunt. So we'll see how that goes. Good luck, Dylan. Good luck, Croto. We got Cuck Me If You Can versus Dolla Skrill, the Battle of the Mormons. I think this is what's happening in this. This is a side bet. I talked to them both, and good friends of the show here, and I talked to them both, and here's what I figured out's going on. And this Cuck Me If You Can versus Dolla Skrill matchup, this is what they told me. I talked to them both firsthand. Joe said if Joe wins, Dave has to go back to being Mormon for at least a year, from what I understand. This is what he told me. So if Joe wins, Dave has to go back to being Mormon. And if Dave wins, Joe has to get the same nose piercing that Dave has, and he has to keep it in for another year. And he has to have another kid. No, I'm just kidding that last part. But Joe did tell me, and Dave told me that if Dave wins, Joe has to pierce his nose just like Dave Kroll for a year. That's what they told me. So we'll see. Right now, it's a pretty close matchup. Dolla Skrill's on top by 15 points, so it looks like Joe might be getting a nose piercing, but we never know. Anyways, Chippendales versus Everybody Loves Raymond. And this is a close matchup as well. Only a 6-point differential. Both these teams are scoring a lot of points. Chippendales need a bounce back week, and right now they're in a position to bounce back. But Everybody Loves Raymond's a good team, so we'll see. It's been 42 minutes, boys. I love you guys. I will talk to you guys again very soon. Thanks for listening. You guys are the best. See you later.